ready for another Thursday. Welcome in. It's another edition of the Joe Raineri Show, brought to you by our friends at Wagertalk.com, TrendyBets.com, HalftimeMagic.com, uwager.eu, Miami Acura, and our newest and greatest advertiser here on the show, Good Greek Moving and Storage. We're going to learn a little bit about them coming up in just a few minutes, but we are loaded today on a Thursday. So first thing I'd like to do before we get to the lineup of cappers and information that you are going to get from today's show, I want to welcome the lunatics that are joining us once again in the streaming chat rooms. And one of the best parts about streaming live is that we get to communicate with you guys live in real time, and guys like Mr. Skunt is here, He's Still 77 is here, Vori is in the house, Stephanie is joining us. Nice to see you. Villaman is here. So is Don. Always a pleasure to see you, Don. You guys, we're streaming across all 5 platforms here known to mankind. We're talking Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Twitter, Twitch. That is where you will find us. And don't worry about it. If you didn't get a chance to catch us live, you know how it works. You can hit us up on demand. That's the beauty of all of this live streaming stuff. But for those of you that are stealing corporate time and have taken precious moments out of your employer's workday to hang out with us, we love you. We thank you. Just like Mr. Dracula hanging out with us over on Twitch, stealing that corporate time. We love you, brother. Thank you very much for making us a part of the day. All right, we're loaded today, all right? We've got nothing but information and plays coming your way. Let's start at the top. Ralph Michaels, Wagertalk.com. He's going to stop by. He joins us every Thursday, talks about college football, talks about the NFL. We've got conference championship weeks in NCAA. We've got ourselves a whole lot of very interesting games, including the one tonight in the NFL with the Cowboys taking on the Saints. A lot of different ways to look at this game. Ralph Michaels is going to dissect it, give us his thoughts on a whole bunch of the games happening this weekend, and you don't want to miss it. Plus, he's got some very, very important information for you guys, the ability to download some of the Ralph Michaels spreadsheets that are just phenomenal. He'll give you all that information. Ralph is coming up bottom of the hour. Don't forget TrendyBets.com, your NBA free play of the day coming your way, top of next hour, 5 o'clock. We'll get that set up in just a couple of minutes. You're going to hear from our good friend Jason, SportsPick365, part of the team at SportsPick365.com. We had an opportunity to talk to these guys about a month ago, and they have grown at leaps and bounds, and Jason's got 2 NBA plays tonight that he wants to run by you, wants to share the knowledge with, and they got some really exciting stuff happening with their website, some things that you need to know. It's all about information. Knowledge is power, and we try to provide as much of that as humanly possible here on the show. And finally, we've added a new segment on the show called Meet Your Capper. There are a lot of guys that are in the sports handicapping arena right now, guys that have recently got into it or have been doing it, but, listen, they haven't been doing it for 40 years, 50 years, but that doesn't mean that they're not good at what they do. It doesn't mean that they are very transparent, and it doesn't mean that they're good people and people that you should trust and invest with. And this show is all about showcasing and shining a light on those very people. Yes, we've got the Ralph Michaels of the world all the time. We got the Mark Lawrences of the world. We've got the guys who have paved the way for guys like today's Meet Your Capper, KingsPicks. You're going to see him. He's got a couple of football plays that he wants to share with you. But more importantly, you'll get to meet who he is. And that is what this show is all about, guys. And I wanted to take a second out to just remind you, and those of you that are new to the show, we created this because, unfortunately, fortunately, I guess, once sports betting became legal in more than just Nevada, it seems that, more and more states are taking it on as being legal. More and more sports books are opening up. More and more opportunities are becoming available in this space. It also means that there's more and more people who have no business being in this space screaming and yelling, making a lot of noise, and making the rest of the hard work and the guys that really do this for a living, the professional cappers, it kind of drowns them out because we've got these guys who are, and believe it or not, everyone's a 98% winner. Who knew? Most of the guys that you will come across on the social media platforms, these guys with websites, and it gets a very convoluted, and sometimes what happens is guys like Jason at SportsPick365, our friends at Trendy Bets, our friends at Halftime Magic, our friends at Wagertalk, they get lost, and we want to make sure that they don't get lost, and that's what this show is all about. It's about introducing you and putting in front of you and showcasing the real pros in this business, from guys that have been doing it a year to guys who have been doing it since Marconi invented radio. But you'll find them here. This is a place that you can come to learn a little bit about the handicappers and also get some valuable information that'll help you become a better sports investor. And that's what this is also really all about, making you a better sports better. A better. How about I try saying that a whole lot of time, all right? Hesil, good to see you on YouTube. Hesil is trying to get me to drink this some sort of drink at Wawa. I've yet to have it, but apparently it's like rocket fuel. It sounds like some sort of, I don't know what it is, some sort of coffee drink or something, but that's all that guy ever wants me to drink, and I'm going to have to cave in and go to Wawa and get one. But it's good to see you, brother, on a Thursday. All right, we're going to start with Jason. We're going to bring Jason on from SportsPick365 here in just a second, but this will be a good time for us to remind you about our friends at HalftimeMagic.com and the text line. That is right. The HalftimeMagic.com text line, 305-791-3839. Here's how it works. We ask you a question, and if you participate and engage us in the show via the text line, you give yourself a chance to be eligible to win a free day of plays courtesy of HalftimeMagic.com. And you know we love Scott and the fellas working at HalftimeMagic.com. One of the really cool and unique ways to go about sports investing and sports betting and looking at games. And those guys at HalftimeMagic.com have been on fire. And they want to give you an opportunity. Get a free day's worth of play. All you have to do is engage us via the HalftimeMagic.com text line. And here is today's question. I want to know who you got tonight. All right? It looks like I think the Saints are down to 7. Is it 7? Or you know what? Let's just go money line. Who are you taking? Are you taking the Cowboys or are you taking the Saints tonight? Straight up, money line bet. If you were going to bet it, who would you take? That is our HalftimeMagic.com text line, 305-791-3839. That's 305-791-3839. Send us who you think is going to win tonight's money line between the Saints and the Cowboys, and give yourself an opportunity to do just that. Get yourself a free day of plays courtesy of Halftime Magic. Hey, guys, happy Thursday. We're excited because we have we've got Jason from SportsPick365 joining us on the Miami Acura hotline. I love when any of these guys have a chance to come on to the show. They are just another one of the members on this show here that you can trust, that you can go to. It's all about transparency. These are quality individuals, great handicappers, and when you head over to their Twitter page, SportsPick365, you guys will see exactly what I am talking about. And now we're going to be asking you to head over to the website because they got something really cool going on, SportsPick365.com. And I'll let Jason tell you a little bit more about that before we get into the games tonight that they like. And Jason, first of all, how was your Thanksgiving? Everything good to go, man?
Oh, it was a little hectic, Joe. We appreciate you having us back on again. But yeah, it was a little bit hectic during that time, but it's good. We all saw our families, and we made a little bit of money. So that's what's most important.
Amen to that, brother. That is what's going on. Now, you guys are growing at leaps and bounds here, so talk to us a little bit about what's going on at the website and what you guys are going to be doing at SportsPick365.com.
Yeah, it's an exciting time for us. So one of the things that we're going to be touching on here at the beginning of next year, going to be sometime around January 2019, is we're going to be adding a lot more original content to the website. One of those specifically is going to be a bankroll management strategy program. This is going to basically touch on how our clients need to manage their bankroll from a, maybe a less aggressive standpoint to even a more aggressive standpoint, depending on, their discretion. We're not going to be one of those people that tells you how to use your money. Obviously, we're going to try to give you as many tools as you possibly can to do that. And, a common betting strategy is going to obviously be take your bankroll, set aside whatever money that you have, and then, you're going to take a 1% to a 5%, value on each of your bets during that time, right? So we're going to discuss, obviously, the reason why we do our unit strategy, but also to kind of show why, over the long run, using a strategy like this and not blowing your entire bankroll like some of these cappers who throw 25, 50-unit max bombs every other night just to show that they're going positive on the week. That's not what we do for you. That's never what we've done. The largest play we've ever made is a 5-unit play. We call it a gem play. And that's hit 3 and 1 for us. But that's just not something that you're going to see from our standpoint.
Jason, you mean to tell me at SportsPick365.com, you mean not every play is a 5% play like most of the people on Twitter say it is?
Oh, I mean, I think most of the guys on Twitter think that every play is a 50% or 100% play. It's just crazy, some of the BS that you'll end up seeing from these guys. And, unless you really do your homework and you look into these guys and you follow them, several weeks at a time, you don't know what's what at Twitter. It's just a bunch of guys hiding behind a damn screen.
Yeah, which is why we love the guys at SportsPick365. Make sure you guys check out their Twitter page, SportsPick365. You'll see that not every play, and very transparent, not only there but on the website with these guys. But when you head over to their page, you'll see not everything is a 5% play. Not everything is, mortgage your house on this play. These guys are making an effort to, once they earn your business, and they are very much willing to earn your business, which is why it's important for you guys to head over to sportspick365.com, but they'll earn it, and why they have it, they will actually do everything in their power to make sure that you are a better sports gambler, which is really what this is all about at the end of the day, Jason, making people better bettors.
Well, absolutely, and the common theme is this, right? It's like, okay, some people ask, well, why pay for a service? Why do it when I can just do it myself? And I've got a story about this too. Is we have a friend, myself, Ed, and our friend basically decides to do this. Is he decides to send me his Saturday of plays, right?
Okay.
So his Saturday of plays consisted of 33 bets. 33 bets. and he profited $60.
Oh, on 33 bets. I'm shocked he did that.
Well, and that's what I said. That's what, just dumbfounded. Him being a close friend of ours is I just told him, I said, look, you may not want to even consider what we're doing because, at that point it becomes a pride thing, right? It's like, okay, maybe he just doesn't want to ask for our services for whatever because he feels like he can do it better. That's all fine and dandy. And we're not saying that we're the greatest thing out there either, but we do know how to manage what we are good at.
Yes.
And we're not going to overextend and cause a ton of friction between your bankroll. So then, you know, to me, there's just no way you can play 33 games in a day, or even, you know, even 33 plays in a week sometimes is a lot, right?
Yes.
And between 7 sports that we balance, we're always finding that a struggle here at SportsPick365 is covering 7 different sports. Sometimes we have to reel ourselves back in because we want to cover every single sport every day that it offers. Some of those Saturdays and Sundays, you know, we're trying to keep it at, you know, maximum 7 to 8 plays, but playing 33, there's no way in the long haul that you can continue that success.
No, you can, and we always say, and we talk about it on the show all the time, Jason, sometimes the best bet you make is the one that you don't make, and that's, you know, that is so true. And there's different strokes for different folks. Every one of certainly the cappers that we bring on this show, they all specialize. They all do something very, very well. Be great at 19 sports and be the best at, you know, some guys specialize in soccer, some guys specialize in NBA, some guys are really good in football. You know, they're very competent across the board, but everybody, like you said, Jason, knows what they're good at. It's up to the individual gambler, the sports bettor, to figure out what the right match is. Why we bring you guys like Jason from SportsPick365.com on the show, because these guys could be a perfect match for you and you wouldn't know who they are, and this gives you an opportunity to get to know them and kind of what they do. And what they do and what means the most to them is, once you become a client, is making sure that you become a better sports gambler, and that's what their goal is. They know what they do very well. They're going to try and make you a better sports player. That's what it is. That's bottom line. That's what it comes down to, which is why, and I think, Jason, you've got actually a couple of picks tonight that you want to go over in the NBA. Happens to be one of your specialties, and I think we'll start first with let's go with the Clippers, I believe. Is it the Clippers versus the Kings? Kings are getting 3. Clippers coming off of a back-to-back. They played last night against Phoenix at home. They ended up winning that game, scored 40 in the third. I know that because they ended up killing my over, but Clippers Kings plus 3 over 233.5 tonight. What do you like about the game?
Yeah, so for starters, I mean, you know, it definitely takes a village with what you do. So we try to follow, you know, the trends on how we're picking. And sometimes when one sport is doing a little bit better than others, we're going to try to lean heavier on that sport, because when you have the hot hand, you're going to play that hot hand, right?
Amen.
So I myself specialize in the NBA and MLB portions of our site. Ed is our soccer specialist, along with NCAA basketball, and then Eric is also our NHL and NCAA football guy. So again, it takes a village to kind of do these things, but over the past 6 days in the NBA, we are 6-2-2, and then over the past 9 days in the NBA, we are 8-4-2. Just some things that we're trying to be a little bit better about, maybe see where the hot hand is, and I like 2 plays very, very, very much tonight. The first one, obviously, is the game that we talked about with the Clippers and the Kings. You know, the Clippers coming off the back-to-back now. The only reservation that I have about this game is that the Clippers run about 10 to 12 deep on their roster. They have a couple guys that are hurt right now, but even still, they run about 10 deep with all good, very good NBA players. However, you know, the Sacramento Kings are not the Sacramento Kings that we've known in the past couple seasons. They are young, but they do have a lot of talent. The Kings are 6-3 against the spread at home. They shoot the three extremely well at home, too. They're actually one of the top 10 in three-point percentage, whereas the Clippers don't shoot the three ball very well. The Clippers have only come off a back-to-back twice. One time they ended up winning, big. One time they ended up getting blown out. against some better competition was the one that they got blown out on. I forget the team exactly. But long and the short of that basically is we're going Kings +3 on that bet. That's going to be one of our VIP plays. But you're getting it here a little bit early on the Joe Raineri Show, because that's how we like to take care of it. Bud.
Love that, man. I love that. So you got Kings +3 tonight. That is definitely one of your more VIP style plays there. You like that? I tend to agree with you on that play as well. And the other game you're looking at looks like what? Warriors Raptors. Raptors are laying 8.5. I think 226, 225.5, depending on the book, is the over under there. What do you like in this game, Jason?
Well, so one of the big things that I look into is you try to get as much information, right? And I try to pride myself on being the best capper that I get, and by doing that, I need to have a lot of references that I trust. And one of the references that I've, been looking into recently is your boy Ralph Michaels over at Wagertalk.com. That guy has it going on with his spreadsheets of the NBA. It really makes my job a lot easier. I can always refer back to, something that I do like, and if the trends follow what I think will end up being that play, I tend to go that way, and it's been very well. So I took a look at his spreadsheet that was over at Wagertalk.com, and I looked at the over under. The reason I'm staying away from the spread is it's still the Golden State Warriors, and them getting 8, it just seems too good to be true at times. I wanted to lean away from that just because the Raptors play so well at home. Had the line been a little bit closer, I probably would have taken the Raptors, but 8's just too much for me. So what we decided to do instead is we decided to look at the over-under. And Golden State, in the last 2 weeks for both of these teams, Golden State is hitting the over at a 4-2 clip, and then the Toronto Raptors are also hitting the over at a 5-2 clip the past 2 weeks. So when we look at that, combined with the fact that they're first and second in the NBA in field goal percentage, right? So that's efficiency. And then even the fact that their offensive ratings, too, are second and third in the NBA, I just feel like it's too good to pass up. This is going to be a shootout. When I looked at this line this morning, it started at 224.5, and I thought that was too good to be true. And then sure enough, that line hiked up all the way to 226. I feel like there was some sharp, heavy money in the early going, and that's why it hiked up so quickly. Try to get this one at 226 if you can. Take the over, because I feel like at most it could probably get up to 229.
There you go. See, you heard it right there. So the over is the way to go. Currently, I'm on uwager.eu right now, and it's at 225.5. So you like it up at 227, but try to get it under 229 if you can, and that would definitely be the play, the over in the Warriors and Raptors game. And if you're just joining us, Jason, SportsPick365.com. 2 games in the NBA tonight he likes very much so. Clippers, Kings. Kings getting 3 tonight. And this game we just talked about, Warriors, Raptors. If the line had been a little bit lower, he might have went with the Raptors, but 8.5 is just a little too much for him. So 226, 227, 225.5. If you can lock it in somewhere around there, go ahead and lock it in. Get ready to cash that ticket tonight. Take the over in the Warriors and the Raptors, Jason, right?
Absolutely. We like both of these plays a lot. I haven't quite figured out where we're going to go at on the units, but it's probably going to be 1.5 to 2, maybe on both. Haven't quite decided yet. That's kind of what we're going to leave up to our financial experts here, too.
try to figure out where to go with that, which is why it's important that you guys make sure that you follow them on Twitter at SportsPick365. You'll see their plays. Head over to the website as well, SportsPick365.com. It's a wealth of information there. Get to know these guys. Like you said, it takes a village, Jason, and they've got themselves quite a village over there. These guys are here to help you. They're here to service their clients. That's what it's all about, making you a better sports gambler. That's ultimately, at the end of the day, what it's all about, and nobody does a better job than the guys over at SportsPick365. So we're glad to have them on the show. And, Jason, we wish you guys nothing but the best of luck. We look forward to talking to you again. Tonight, the games are, once again, Kings +3 over the Clippers, Warriors, Raptors over 226. If you can lock those in, lock them in, cash the tickets, but definitely make sure they're one of the best follows on Twitter, SportsPick365. Make sure you do it. Jason, thank you for the time, my friend. Always a pleasure talking to you. Give my best to Ed and the guys, huh?
Hey, likewise. I'm trying to get Ed off of his busy schedule that he has to come join you.
Yeah.
He talks a big game around our office. He always says he wants to get in, but hopefully by putting him on blast on the show, he'll come out next week for you.
Yeah, that's it. Come on, tell him to put his big boy pants on and come on the show, man. We'd love to have him, man.
Absolutely.
You got it. Jason, SportsPick365. Head over there now, guys. SportsPick365.com. Jason, good luck tonight, my friend. We'll talk again. Yeah, make sure that you guys head over. Love Jason, love those guys, and unfortunately, we're in South Florida right now, and I had made mention that we were a little cold here this morning when we woke up. Temperatures were only in the low 60s, and we don't have clothes for low 60s here in Miami. In fact, many of us don't even leave the house if that's the case. So I wasn't getting any sympathy from him at all, coming from, I believe he's in Chicago or Indiana, Chicago. Yeah, and it was, I think, a high of 21 there. So wasn't getting a lot of sympathy our way, and I can appreciate it. But he's got his games. He's got his picks. Make sure that you guys follow him on Twitter at SportsPick365. That's at SportsPick365. And we're just getting started here today. We still got your TrendyBets.com NBA play of the day. That is coming up here in just a couple of minutes. Also, Ralph Michaels, Wagertalk.com. We're going to break down some of the conference championship games as well as some of these matchups in the NFL. You don't want to miss that. We got a couple of new sponsors that we want to welcome in here to the show, and we want to send a shout-out to those of you that are joining us for the very first time. Across any one of the 5 platforms that we are on, including Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Periscope. And I think I nailed all 5 of those. Welcome in, guys, including JS on Twitter. Thank you, JS, for the feedback, my friend. Thank you so much for making us a part of the day. We certainly appreciate it. Vori's got some thoughts on tonight's game. He's keeping his fingers crossed because it looks like he's all in with the Saints. But we'll talk to Ralph. We'll see what he thinks about that. That is all coming up here in just a matter of 7 minutes. That's right, 7 minutes. We'll go ahead and have Ralph Michaels join us. But once again, want to go ahead and remind you our halftimemagic.com text line, 305-791-3839. What's your money line play of the day? Come on, what is it, guys? Come on, sports bettors. Come on. I know I got a whole bunch of you, man, that are watching this that are going, oh, man, I got the money line play of the day. What is it tonight? What's your money line play of the day? 305-791-3839. And by the way, who is taking the money line tonight with the Cowboys? Anybody? I'd love to hear from you guys. 305-791-3839. Participate in the show. Engage us, guys. Use that text number and make yourself eligible for a free day worth of plays courtesy of halftimemagic.com. It really is one of the most fun and coolest ways to approach your sports investing. 305-791-3839. Tell us who's taking that Cowboys money line tonight, and what is, if you have one, what is your money line play of the day today? Let's see what you got. 305-791-3839. All right, when we come back here in just about 2 minutes and 30 seconds, we will have Ralph Michaels from Wagertalk.com. We'll also have your TrendyBets.com NBA play of the day. But first, we got to thank, obviously, a few of our sponsors who make all of this happen, including our friends at Miami Acura, who invite you to stop by, take a test drive, the all-new 2019 RDX. If you guys are in the market for a maybe a certified pre-owned car this holiday season, or if you are in the market for a new car, there is no better place to go than Miami Acura and take a test drive that all-new 2019 RDX. Completely redesigned. The damn car drives itself here, fellas. Now, if you're in the 305 and you know who Pitbull is, then just head over to South Dixie Highway, Palmetto Bay. Outside of the area, look them up, MiamiAcura.com. That's MiamiAcura.com, or simply call them at 855-564-4669. That's 855-564-4669. All right, stay put here. Back in a minute 30 with your TrendyBets.com NBA Play of the Day, plus Ralph Michaels, Wager Talk. Don't go nowhere. Plenty, and I mean plenty, of great sports betting knowledge is on the way. Don't go anywhere. Thank you so very much for making us a part of your day. It's the Joe Raineri Show.
Dish TV is better than cable TV. Why? Because you can save 45% on packages compared to your high-priced cable bill. Wow. Take those giant scissors out and cut the cable and save with Dish TV. Plus, you get a free DVR upgrade to record your favorite shows and free installation. And with Dish Anywhere, you can watch TV for free on your mobile device. Act fast. You can save hundreds of dollars. Does your cable company do that for you? I don't think so. Get all the best TV programming at your fingertips at a fraction of the price of cable TV. So say adios, arrivederci, goodbye to the high cable bill and save up to 45% on Dish TV packages today. These are limited time offers and can change at any time. Call fast. 800-293-0328. 800-293-0328. 800-293-0328. That's 800-293-0328.
Do you use the expensive blue or yellow pills to charge your sex life? Are you thinking about it? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pills deliver the exact same results for less than $3. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. And right now, radio callers will get 44 blue or yellow pills for $120 with free discreet shipping. You can save more than $700 off pharmacy prices. Charge your sex life now and save a ton of money. Call now and get your 44 pills and save over $700 and qualify for free shipping. Stop overpaying and call right now.
800-764-9168. 800-764-9168. 800-764-9168. That's 800-764-9168.
Greece is cheap.
But the airfare costs a fortune.
Paris?
Not much closer, and again, airfare...
What about Puerto Vallarta?
Let's face it, flying anywhere is just too expensive.
Wait, what's this? Low-cost airlines.
With one call to low-cost airlines, you'll drastically slash your travel costs. We're talking insanely low airline prices to any of your favorite destinations. Where would you like to go? London, Rome, Costa Rica, Australia?
Wow, that's cheap.
So why wait? Call now to learn how crazy cheap it is to fly anywhere in the U.S. or international. Our prices are so low, we can't publish them. The only way to get them is to call to instantly hear the most amazing best deals on airline travel. It's that easy. So call now and start packing.
800-761-1427. 800-761-1427. 800-761-1427. That's 800-761-1427.
Get ready to talk sports. It's the Say It With Me podcast. Now here's your host, Joe Raineri.
Happy Thursday to you. Getting ready to make some money here tonight, and thank you very much for stopping in and making us a part of your day. Want to welcome in also one of our new sponsors here on the show, Good Greek Moving and Storage. It is who people in South Florida use whenever it comes to moving, whether it be locally or out of the state, around the country. We certainly suggest that you use Good Greek Moving and Storage. Love them, and it's so simple, too, by the way. All you got to do is hit ** Greek on your phone. That's ** Greek on your phone. If you guys need a mover, need anybody, if you know anybody who needs a mover, maybe that, the last couple of bets you made haven't exactly panned out, and you can't figure out exactly how it is that you're going to make the mortgage payment or the rent payment, and your wife's going to toss you out anyway. Maybe you need a mover. Good Greek Moving and Storage would definitely be the guys to call. ** Greek on your cell phone there. That'll put you in touch with the best movers in South Florida by far. We love the fellas at Good Greek Moving and Storage. Those of you joining us via the chat rooms here, welcome in. Thank you guys so very much for stopping by. It's another edition of the Joe Raineri Show. We've got our Trendy Bets. That's right, our TrendyBets.com NBA play of the day coming up, including Ralph Michaels also, I believe. Ralph Michaels, we're getting him on the phone. He's going to join us. He's got some thoughts on the conference championship games that are coming up this weekend. Tonight, big Thursday night football game. Ralph's got some perspective, I should say, along with some amazing stats and figures that you guys are going to want to hear about. That too is coming up. But first, why don't we get ourselves ready? Let's get you that TrendyBets.com NBA play of the day. That's right. Make sure you guys head over to TrendyBets.com. Check it out. Not just the NBA, but college basketball, NFL, college football, you name it. These guys are real pros. We love these guys at TrendyBets.com. And today, here's their NBA free play. Warriors at the Raptors. A lot of people looking at this game tonight. Toronto currently 8.5 in some books. Total 224. I've seen that rise up to 226. This was also a game that our friends at SportsPick365 liked. And the fellas at Trendy Bets, they like this game too. They like the over 224 as well. That's right. They like the over 224 as well. Over 5-1 in the Warriors' last 6 with a team versus a winning record, straight up record. You got the over is also in the Raptors' last 5, a team with a winning straight up record. That's good. The over is 18-6 in the Raptors' last 24 games, and the over is 5-1 in the last 6 meetings. So if you are looking for a bet that can absolutely change the game for you tonight, the over 224.5. I think it's up to 226 too right now. So hop on it. The over 224.5 is the play. Warriors versus the Raptors tonight. Make sure that you guys get on board there. Also, our halftimemagic.com text line. I want to hear from you guys. What's your money line play of the night? We've gotten some very interesting ones. A lot of hockey tonight. We got a lot of people playing some hockey money lines here. We'll give you those here coming up. 305-791-3839. That's your halftimemagic.com text line. Text the show. Give yourself a chance to be eligible to win a free day of plays courtesy of halftimemagic.com. Hey, guys, happy Thursday. We love our Thursdays because that means we get to talk with our very good friend Ralph Michaels, Wagertalk.com. The guy is a wealth of knowledge, and we love having him on the show. And it's a big week. I mean, it's a real big week, not only in college football, but the NFL. We got a game tonight in the NFL. We got a game in college football. But Ralph, I want to start first and foremost with the college, the 10 conference championship games that we've got being played week 14 of this season. And I want to talk betting strategy to start with you, Ralph, because two schools of thoughts here. Number one, a lot of these games, we've got teams that are meeting each other for the second go-around this year. Another school of thought is fade the public in these games. A lot of these sharps will look at these type of conference games this time of year and go, wherever the public goes, I go the opposite way. Talk a little bit about both of those strategies heading into this weekend.
Well, if you follow me on Twitter, you're going to have the answer to the first. And, it's at CalSportsLV, and I love tweeting out a lot of these stats and information that, to be honest with you, a lot of the ideas just come from followers. They say, hey, do you have these numbers? They know I have access to a couple powerful databases. And, the first is, how many times have you heard it's tough to beat a team twice in the same season? Well, do you know what the numbers are? Do you know how many times that's happened? Or is that just hearsay and something that's carried over that you heard at a bar, or your friend who was betting a game told you that, and all of a sudden you believe it? Well, that's not true. Since 1982. So we have an incredible period of time there almost 40 years. And if a team lost the first game in a same season revenge situation, they've only won 28 of 32 or 46.7%.
Wow.
And they've gone 27 and 29 and won against the spread 48.3%. So it is false. It's not hard to beat a second team. It's not easy to beat a second team, obviously. But the team that won the first game and then has a rematch in the same season has won 53.3% of the games.
Wow.
And has covered 51.7% of the games. Now, I do have later tonight going on at Wagertalk, I will also post how they do in each individual situation, meaning what happens if they lost at home or as a home favorite or as a home dog, or what happens if they lost on the road as an away favorite or as an away dog. One example I'll give you of information that'll be on that sheet, there's only been 10 times that a team lost the first game as an away favorite. Well, I'll tell you this, that team is 9-1 straight up.
Wow.
90% in the second meeting. So, again, there's a lot of great information. There's a situation that's 75% against the spread. So, the numbers as a whole tell you 50-50. But then if you break it down into those situations, in fact, there are 6 rematches this week. Washington against Utah, App State against Louisiana, Boise against Fresno, UCF Memphis, Middle Tennessee and UAB, and Texas and Oklahoma. We're talking 40 years, and we only had 60,
wow.
And we have 6 this year, and we're not even to the bowls yet. The reason is this. The Big 12 Conference never had a conference title game. Well, they play every opponent, so every year from here on out, the Big 12 is going to have a rematch. The Sun Belt plays one of those type of schedules. They're brand new to a conference title this game. You're going to have that situation happen more and more. So with every conference, this being the first year to have a conference title, these scenarios are going to happen more and more each year.
Ralph Michaels joining us, Wagertalk.com. Make sure that you follow him at CalSportsLV. The data sheets he's talking about available at Wagertalk.com. And, the flip side to that, too, Ralph, is that there's less games this week, which means the public money is going to be concentrated in these 10 games that we're going to be looking at. And some schools of thought have it where, because it's such a concentrated amount of money being put in and spread out among those 10 games, that maybe one of the best ways to look at this is the public goes left, maybe you should go right. Here come the contrarians.
I am not fazed one way or the other. I know, especially in the NFL, and this week is sort of like an NFL week because, as you said, the action is concentrated on fewer games like an NFL week where you only have so many games on a Sunday. But to me, I don't worry what the sharps bet. I don't worry what the public bet. I don't worry what my percentages are. I have enough confidence in my abilities, the way I handicap, that if I handicap a game and I like a team that's a public side, I'm going to release that same exactly the way I had it. If I like a game and it's a pros versus Joe's game, it doesn't matter what side I'm on, I'm going to release it like I have it. So I have not put a lot of thought or study into the public money because to me, it just doesn't matter. If I like a game, it will get released. I will play it that way, and it will get released to my clients that way.
So important, too, that you say that, and it's so important for viewers and listeners to understand what he just said here is that there is more than one way to look and approach handicapping these types of games. There's nothing wrong with it if you look a lot at the pros versus the Joes, but understand somebody like Ralph Michaels goes, doesn't really matter to me because I've done enough of the research behind the scenes where I'm confident enough whether the public agrees with it or it's a contrarian bet doesn't really make a difference. So it's important, Ralph, especially for new bettors, to understand there's multiple ways to be able to approach handicapping, especially this weekend slate of games.
And again, you have a bunch of different handicappers out there. You have people that do it for a living like I do, and I may not put in more hours than every handicapper in the country, but I'll tell you what, I put in my fair share. So if you have that approach and you are that confident in the way you handicap, everything else should just be an outside distraction and not affect you. So, again, I'm not saying that people haven't been successful fading money, especially in the NFL. It's been proven. Again, this isn't hearsay. This is something that when this much of public money is on a team in the NFL, it's going to lose over 50% of the time against the spread, and that's because so much of the public is an overreaction to what have you done for me lately. Handicappers aren't looking at just one game and overreacting to a 30-point win and adjusting a line 3 or 4 points the next game because of that. So much of the public money is just because it's overreaction from a great performance or a horrible performance the week before.
Yep, recency bias. Ralph Michaels, Wagertalk.com, joining us. All right, let's dive into a few of these games. Ralph, we'll start, of course, Washington, Utah. Washington 11-1 versus Utah, I believe, all time. They've won the last 3 straight. They don't have a starting quarterback this week. Can Utah pull off the upset against a Washington team that, let's face it, hasn't lived up to expectations this year?
I don't think so. And one thing I certainly look at when you have these type of rematches is how the teams played against each other. And to me, that's the most important factor. Well, let's look what happened earlier in the year. They played each other game 3. Washington was a 4.5-point favorite at Utah. So that means if they were playing in a neutral setting, they should be about 7.5. Well, they beat Utah 21-7. They had a 66-yard edge, and they basically dominated that game. They did not allow Utah to do anything. Their defense was great. They had a 14-7 halftime lead, shut them out in the second half. So fast forward now to this conference championship, and people think, well, Washington lost 3 games this year. They're pretty bad. Well, the losses were to Auburn by 5 points, at Oregon by 3 points, and at California by 2 points. So this team is 10 points away from being undefeated. This team is now one of the healthiest teams in the country. They were without an All-American left tackle. He's been back the last 2 games. They were without their leading receiver for 7 games, the tight end. He is now back. And on the flip side, you have Utah without their starting quarterback, Tyler Huntley. He's out for the year. Zach Moss, 1,100 yards rushing, 6.1 yards per carry. He's out for the year. Both of those guys were available in the first game. Washington getting 3 all-conference, all-American type players back in this game that weren't playing the first game. I do not understand this line. I like the Huskies tomorrow.
Yeah, Washington -5 currently right now, over under 45. That's an 8 o'clock start. Also, the MAC is looking at a pretty interesting game too. Northern Illinois taking on Buffalo, and I know it's not necessarily very popular, Ralph, for people to spend a lot of time looking at MAC action over the year, but MAC has been pretty profitable this year, especially if you've been following these 2 teams. You've got an under of 51, Buffalo 3.5-point favorite. It's indoors at Ford Field. What do you like about this game?
This is a game where I do follow the MAC closely. Obviously, I was born and raised in Cleveland, working for North Coast and Phil Steele. We're located in Cleveland, where the MAC headquarters are. Used to be friends with several of the MAC coaches. They didn't know what we did as far as handicapping goes. So, again, the MAC was something I was very, very closed in on. I really don't have an opinion on this game. And the line is where it's at with Buffalo. If this line was made 3 weeks ago, it would have been pick at best. But Northern Illinois has had 2 poor games. Well, they already clinched their spot a couple weeks ago. Buffalo had to win last week to get their spot, and they did so handily. When you look at their common opponents, both of these teams played 6 common opponents. Against those teams, Northern Illinois is plus 74 yards per game. Buffalo only plus 24 yards per game. Not one of my stronger plays, but if I had to make a pick, obviously value with the dog. Again, the what have you done for me lately scenario.
And let's, if we